What's shaking, Chewy Nation? ChewbaccaLemma here, back with another Madden 18 news video. I know yesterday we had a video on Madden 18 news, and it was a pretty big video, a lot of news there. But this is, even to me, might even be bigger, so I'm like, you know what, let's do a video on it. I'm really excited about it, and I hope you guys are as well. I want to thank you guys so much. In the video from yesterday, you guys killed it, even with the notifications being messed up and everybody's views were really low. I was pretty happy with the way it worked, even with YouTube having this funkiness stuff going on right now. So thank you guys so much. You guys are actually absolutely incredible. Let's go ahead and get into the new stuff. Now, this was just posted not that long ago as I'm making this video, which is pretty cool. Madden mechanics, coaching adjustments. Now, the interesting thing about this is I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. I'm going to talk about some of this in a minute, but I already had it highlighted. Coaching adjustments are available with all game styles and all game modes, so MUT is included. The reason I wasn't sure is because we know that traits are in the game, because they said that the AI will not have user hit, there won't be any hit sticks unless they have the big hitter trait. Well, that means that traits are obviously in the game. So I wasn't sure if this would make its way into MUT or not, but it sounds like it is. By default, each adjustment is set to balance, and you can actually change it located on the front page of the play call screen. So it looks like when you're calling your plays, you can change this stuff. That's the way I understand it. I could be wrong. If you guys read this differently, let me know. As always, the links to these blogs will be down in the description below. There's a couple of them. Now, ball in air, defense, play ball. Okay, so there's a lot of different things. You can read through this, but this is really just gives you, more options on defense, which I think everybody would love to have more options. So I think that's a good. I think it's good. Anytime you can add more stuff, they added more stuff to the zones. What kind of zones you can play, how to do it, and be able to put them in soft squats. You couldn't do that before unless they came out in soft squats. Different kinds of zones, all sorts of stuff. So I love more. I want to have more options, and that's what they did. Same thing with blocking, deep pass catching. There's so many things that they have. Decreased chance of holding penalties. This is where I don't understand how this would go into MUT, because they're not going to have holding in MUT. You know they're going to. I don't plan on there being any penalties. So maybe I'm not understanding this correctly, but it sounds like it says all game modes, but this doesn't really seem like a MUT thing. So let me know how you guys read it. I don't understand. Maybe that's a mistake. I don't see how this fits into MUT, but you guys will hopefully have some insight there. If anybody has some really, really great insight, I'll pin that tweet to help you guys out. So be on the lookout for that. Now, cornerback matchups, I believe this should be in MUT. This definitely should be, because this is really where I think most people want it in MUT. You can actually quarterback matchups is a coaching adjustment that allows a player to set which corners basically match up with the opposing wide receiver. So you can do it by overall, by speed, by height. The speed is probably going to be a big one, even though like a Richard Sherman is going to be a great corner, but obviously speed's an issue. So if you have a Tyreek Hill out there, you might not want them manned up together, manned up on each other. I don't know, by route running, by depth chart. So that's pretty interesting. I find that to be interesting. I don't think this really. The coaching adjustments, I don't think. You can read through that if you want. But the big thing I think this is the biggest thing here, cornerback matchups. That is going to be pretty cool for MUT in this blog. Now, you, of course, read through it if you want to have more information, but I don't want to just throw a bunch of information at you that is maybe kind of irrelevant for MUT, because that's kind of what, I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys are thinking. Now, let's go ahead and move over to the other one. A nice F11. Look how beautiful the screen looks. I didn't do that in my last video, but you don't even see the tabs up there. F11. All right, so this is something that we heard about, and this is what I'm most excited about. Madden mechanics blocking. Okay, so if you played Madden 17, you know that Nickel Blitz 2 was everywhere, and there's other blitzes as well, but basically the idea was you send somebody off the edge far enough out where they don't get picked up, and you can do things with your defensive line, crash them out, all kinds of stuff. So your right tackle or left tackle, if it's coming from that side, will not pick up the guy coming around. And a running back will pick up the inside guy and not help with the guy coming in. It was terrible. So now we have something to hopefully fix that. Now, I am going to read through a lot of this, which like I said in my last video, reading, not really my expertise. I'm a math guy, but I'm going to try. One of the most common pieces of feedback we received from our community was, if I know my opponent is blitzing and I know who's going to come free, give me the tools to adjust the blocking to pick it up. Thank you. I cannot believe this is even in the article. They obviously are listening to us. This is what I've been saying. This is what I said in just about everything. Give me the tools. I know what's coming. Let me pick it up. All right, before explaining it, let's first provide some context about the pass blocking system we use in Madden. While most NFL teams have a variety of different pass protection schemes, we currently take rules from all of them and have a hybrid pass protection philosophy. Do you actually believe that? I don't know. Built primarily upon base protection rules. Okay, I believe that. Do you think they really know, like, all... Okay. This scheme adapts on the fly to account for all defense assignments. Different protection adjustments such as slide protection and play action protection. I wish slide protection works. I slide my defense to the right. I block my running back. They send 3 people, and somehow the corner still comes free on the side. Tell me how that happens. I'm blocking 6 when they're sending 3. Okay. Different protection adjustments such as slide protection, play action protection, as well as updating the rules dynamically to account for blockers being added or taken out of the protection via hot routes and audibles. Okay, what is base protection? Okay, I'm not sure I want to read through this. What ID the Mic does, it allows users to take this base protection and choose any defender on the field as the mic or the 5th target of the defensive line. So you got your 4 on the defensive line and then the 5th target. This is basically like spotlighting a wide receiver. I think that's kind of how I understand it. But you're spotlighting a blitzer, basically. It's essentially a spotlight tool that allows the player to direct pass protection to any defender on the field and treat that player as the mic using our base protection principles. How's it work? If you think the nickel is blitzing and the middle linebacker is dropping into coverage, open up the pass protection adjustments menu in the pre-play button, LB LB on Xbox, L1 on PlayStation, and hit the A/X button to ID the mic. Then move the M icon with the left stick or the D-pad to the nickel who is showing blitz and lock it in with another AX press. I like that they're actually telling you how to do it. Not that we wouldn't have figured it out, but you've now set your protection to account for the most dangerous threats on the line of scrimmage, plus the defender you believe is rushing. Note, this only works on passing plays, but can also be used on running plays to bluff your opponent. So I'm assuming the way this is going to work, you're actually headphones. I don't play with sound, and I know that might not. I just, especially when I'm recording videos, I don't have the sound on. I don't put headphones in or anything. But it sounds like it might be actually like it is in real football, where it's like 24 is the mic, and I think that's pretty cool. So they actually think. I'm assuming that's how you think of. I don't know, Aaron Rodgers saying the mic, or Peyton Manning. Oh, can't we have Peyton Manning, please? I don't think that's going to happen, but we haven't heard anything about Peyton Manning, but hopefully. But saying like, yeah, 53 is the mic, and now the opponent thinks that you're passing, but really you're running the ball. I think that's the way it's going to be, and I think that's pretty cool. I hope that's the way it works. Using the tool, I hope it actually says who you think the mic is too. But that might be too overpowered for the defense if they know that. I don't know. Probably, maybe not, but using this tool, however, does carry risk. If you're wrong and you direct your protection to the opposite side of the actual pressure, you carry a very high risk of getting sacked by an unblocked rusher who you have not accounted for. The ID the mic feature brings a whole new level of strategy to defensive play calling, forcing players to disguise their pressure and use a variety of alignments and play calls to keep the offense guessing. Okay. All the while meeting the community's request for pass protection tools to pick up any blitz the defense can throw at you. So the way I understand this is, the guys on the defensive line, the 4 people on the defensive line, the general 4, unless you're on a 3-4, those are going to be picked up by the offensive line. At least they're accounted for. Then you're going to have your mic. There's your 5th. So it most likely is going to, if you ID the mic on the right side and actually is somebody on the left side blitzing, that guy's going to come in probably wide. He's going to come in free. That's kind of the way that I understood that, but we'll see. I think that's. Let's keep going. Offensive line unit awareness. In addition to new pass protection tools, another common ask is about offensive line chemistry and awareness as a unit. In Madden 18, the aggregate awareness of the whole O-line will now impact their ability to recognize and pick up blitzes. So you add up all the awareness, the higher the average awareness rating of the offensive line as a unit, the better they will be at recognizing and reacting to blitzes that come up over the course of a game, including the always tough zone blitz schemes our players like to create by dropping defensive linemen into coverage while bringing heat off the edge. I like it, and the reason I like this is I think the reason they're doing this is because this is the easiest way for them to do it. If they can't like make each player react a certain way because it needs to be a unit. So you add up I think that's the way to do it. I actually would have not thought of that. Very well done. I mean, it's not a difficult thing to come up with, but I didn't think about it. So I like it. The feature starts to activate when the average awareness score of the 5 offensive linemen reaches 80. They give us a threshold. I wish we had more of these. They would give us more thresholds like that, but the ability to recognize blitzes scales. An 80 rated O-line will be able to recognize heat about 5% of the time, whereas an O-line averaging 97 or higher in awareness will recognize the pressure on almost every single pass play. Huh, okay. But there's a catch. Any offensive lineman will tell you that the unit is only as good as its center. Thus, the center's awareness rating counts 2 times relative to everybody else. This is interesting. I like it. And its rating will modify the total average up or down by replacing the awareness rating of the lowest rated lineman in the unit. If you want your O-line to play together and recognize those heaters in protection, you're going to want to make sure you have the critical cog in the middle who can get his line mates on the same page. Interesting. Center is going to be a lot more important this year. This extends to running backs when in protection. While not being calculated as part of the O-line's awareness score, any pass blocking running back will have the same ability to recognize a blitz and react to it faster as his awareness score increases. So I wonder, like, if he's, I wonder, you know, that 97 that they'll pick up any. So they're basically saying 97 is you don't need anything higher than 97, maybe, but that's basically the way that I saw. Why wouldn't they say 99? So you have 97 as the threshold where you'll pick up any blitz. So I'm assuming that's the same for the running back. If it's 80, it will pick up 5% of the time. I think that's what it said. And then if it's 97, it will never miss. It will basically always pick it up. Did it say it will only pick 5% of the time? An 80 rated O-line will be able to recognize heat about 5% of the time. Okay. The unit awareness in Madden 18 will make it critical to pay up for the awareness rating in MUT salary cap, keep your O-line strong in MUT ranked and MUT draft, and to stay on top of awareness protection in franchise mode, or suffer the consequences of having a unit that is not on the same page when picking up blitzes. So they're saying they're going to make awareness matter because we're like, awareness, we think it matters for O-line. It looks like it matters, but how much? Now we know. Thank you. In response to a lot of valuable feedback from our players, we've made a whole host of other improvements on the blocking front to improve the gameplay experience and offer more balance in the trenches. Here's a quick rundown. Oh, okay. This is going to be, I'm going to actually read through this. Hopefully you guys don't mind. Of course, you can read this in the blog down below. Just click on that link. Block shedding and disengages have been tuned with a heavy emphasis on ratings and scheme. In the pass game, only edge rushers using a power move or finesse move with a rating of 90 or higher will have the ability for a super win. So basically like an instant win when rushing on the edge. And the difference in those ratings compared to the blocker's pass block rating will determine the frequency of those wins. So they say they have to be 90 or so that's the threshold you want to get that super win. And maybe if it's like a 99, it may happen even more frequently. We don't know if it happens more frequently. We would suppose that would be the case. But what if the pass blocker, has a 99 pass block? They could still do it, but probably at a very low frequency. In the run game, the matchup delta between the blocker and defender will determine both the speed at which a block shed can occur and the frequency. The tuning has been heavily weighted to favor elite players on both sides of the ball. However, the only time any outcome will be 100% is when a player has a 50-point advantage on either side. So there's always a rare chance of an elite player getting beat on occasion. Interesting. The strength rating matters more than ever in Madden NFL 18. Okay. It now determines the defender's ability to disengage away from the blocker, not shed through the blocker. The difference in strength versus strength will determine when a defender can get out of the grasp of a blocker when wanting to move away from the blocker. So when you want to not shed through it, so you're not going through him, but just disengaging, getting off of him, to be able to make a really important probably in run defense. Impact blocking. With the addition of the blocking stick on offense and the blow-up submarine the blocker mechanic on defense, both offense and defense players will now be rated in the impact block category. Offense and defense. Okay? So you'll see impact on defense as well. This rating will be used in the formula with body weight and movement speed for both blockers and defenders to determine the outcomes of moving blocks when the blocker or defender is running faster than a jog speed. Interesting. Running the ball versus a weak box. Okay, this could be interesting. In Madden 18, we've expanded our logic around defenses stopping the run when using sub defenses such as dime, dollar, and quarter. So if you know, like DB Fire 2, you could still pick up the block somewhat, or dime. A lot of people ran dime. Could still still play the run very well. And the offense, if the offense is in a run formation and running a hard ball, downhill run play against a defense with very few defenders or a lot of defensive backs in the tackle box, the defense will have a very hard time stopping the running play. In many cases, a lot of the defenders will end up getting pancaked. This also applies to the pass commit adjustment versus a running formation and when dropping defense alignment into coverage against a running formation. Okay, so I know this stuff decently well. I played a decent amount. So if you pass commit, you are going to get pancaked, basically. Which, if you pass commit in Madden 17, it won't usually work out very well. But it's basically saying if you pass commit, you're probably going to get pancaked. If you run dime, quarter, those sort of packages where you're at man, it looks like there's going to be, I don't know how they determine that, but if you run the ball, there's going to be a very good chance that you get pancaked. Which, as opposed to, I don't know if they're just saying because those players are just going to get pancaked more often, or is it because they somehow can recognize that the defense, they're trying to nerf that run defense, so they're making it, if you run dime, that the odds of you getting pancaked are more? Or is it just because you're defenders, they're making it more likely to get pancaked if you're a small guy? I'm not sure, but honestly, it doesn't really matter as long as you can run the ball. So that's good. Running back pass blocking. The logic for pass blocking running backs has been updated to expand their ability to scan across the entire formation, as well as keeping them in the backfield longer so they will be less likely to attack targets at the line of scrimmage, giving them more time to react to more dangerous threats as they appear. So we're talking about nickel blitz. I mean, this is all this is, mostly. Everybody says, if you don't run nickel blitz, you send pressure off the edge. Nickel blitz 2 is all the same sort of blitz. It's just coming off the edge. You can send 3, sometimes 4, and it's always coming off the edge, basically like nickel blitz 2. Improved logic for running backs lets them react to pass rushers who have shed the O-line. Okay? Allow scanning. Running backs will be able to block unblocked players on either side of the formation. That's good. So you don't have to always motion them over and have to do all this pre-snap stuff. And yeah, that's good. You won't have to. You can only motion one guy, so you had to. If you motion the running back over for protection, now you can't really do much with your wide receivers. Adjusting tuning to cut blocking and block sheds with a heavy emphasis on the ratings matchup between the two players. Okay. We're almost here. Open field blocking and lead blockers. The logic for blockers in the open field has been improved, including wide receivers downfield, pulling blockers, and lead blockers out of the backfield and screen blockers. Added a new MDM. Thankfully, they tell us what that is, because you remember the last video, I was struggling what LOS, line of scrimmage, meant. Assignment for wide receivers on certain running plays, where they will target safeties or outside linebackers who have dropped into an overhang position, down in or near the tackle box to join the run fit, instead of targeting the cornerback aligned over them. Okay, so they're just the guy who would make the most sense to block, they're going to block. At least that's, in theory, that's what they're saying. Made wide receivers more aggressive in finding blocks down the field in the run game and after pass completions. That does make sense. Improved logic for pulling blockers and lead blockers out of the backfield to retarget to less dangerous threats and keeping them on their assigned path to block for the ball carrier. Okay, that's cool. Improved logic for blockers out on screen plays to retarget less and be more decisive in going after their initial targets. Okay, blocking definitely getting overhauled. Again, if you have any questions, check out their Twitter. So yeah, a big update to the blocking scheme. I'm really excited about this. Basically, it becomes a chess match now, which I really like. So if you're going to have to be able to send pressure off both sides. If you're going to do edge, you're going to have to be able to send off both sides. And then we'll see how the defense will be able to pick up. If you send off pressure from both sides, in theory, you should be able to block 6. The 5 offensive linemen, you can block the one guy coming in on one side, and the running back should be able to pick up the other one. Of course, they might shed, but if you block 6 and they send 5, you should be able to pick it up. I'm hoping. That's what we're hoping, of course, that we are able to do, and I think that's what they listen to us. The question is, can they put it into motion in the game? And of course, the first day it comes out, it probably won't be perfect, but hopefully they said they're going to, day 1, day 30, or day 15, day 30, they're going to keep making adjustments, hopefully, throughout the year and making the game better. at least within the first month, to get a very good game. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. I feel this was a little more focused than my last video. This is only the second time I've really done anything like this, the last one being yesterday. So thank you guys so much for the support. As always, if you do enjoy this video, a like. Now, as always, I hardly ask this, but I've been asking the last few videos, and you guys have been showing support. So if you like it, go ahead. A like would be awesome. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike. Just let me know why. Either way, if you liked it, hey, I really like this. Or if you didn't like it, hey, I disliked your video because you're a scrub and I don't want to listen to you talk. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. That's all I got. ChewbaccaLemma, out.